Welcome back to another locker room report with the hockey coach, your coach Francis, directly for the beautiful country of Thailand. And we have our co-host, the only one tonight. We are back from Toronto, somehow ready to rock and roll. Mr. Enortap, welcome back in the house tonight.
Good evening, Coach. Good evening, Hockey Nation. How's it going, Coach?
Doing well on the great Wednesday night, October 18, 2023. Couple of 2 game only in the NHL. And we have 1 game right now in Laval Rocket. It just cut the lead now. Laval Rocket at 1 goal. Condota just scored a goal. Now it's 4-3 for the Rochester over the Laval Rocket. It was 4-1 at some point, and then slowly Laval come back in the game. We'll see if they can tie the game, something like that. But the big news for the Laval Rocket is the goaltender scored goal with Mr. Enortap tonight. So very interesting about that. We have a few people knock the door, Mr. Enortap. We're going to welcome them very quickly before we have a lot of things to talk about tonight. And I'm sure a lot of people want to talk about what's going on with the Montreal Canadiens. And we'll see what happened. But first of all, Mr. Enortap, we're going to welcome Mr. Sébastien is in the house tonight. Sébastien, thanks to be with our Canadian show. Glad to have you aboard. We appreciate to be with us tonight. Try to get Mr. Enortap. Here we go. I got this one over there, but it's okay. Here we go, Mr. Sébastien. Welcome. Danny T, back in the house. Thanks to be with our Canadian show. We appreciate a lot. Well, thanks to be with us tonight. Hopefully doing well, Mr. Danny, with your family. Power prayer and speed recovery for everybody. Hopefully doing better. Mr. RJ Calabro, welcome in the house. Thanks to be with our Canadian show. Always a pleasure to have RJ Calabro give us all the update left and right, Mr. Enortap.
Excellent. Good work, RJ.
Then we have PI following by RDP is in the house tonight. RDP is directly for Newfoundland. Smiling tonight, Mr. Enortap, because the Buffalo Sabres big win yesterday and overtime with Dylan Cousins scored a goal. First W of the year. Very good about this. What about Mr. Luciano Graziano? Is in the house tonight.
Lucky Luke. Welcome.
There we go. And then what we got tonight, Mr. Claude Richard from Ottawa is in the house tonight.
Welcome.
And then try to pick it up everybody else. Mr. Enortap, yeah, a lot of conversation. Sébastien, I don't know. Randy Walkman is in the house tonight, Mr. Enortap. Randy Walkman is in the house.
Randy, how's it going?
Randy, if you want to get the stat from any NHL team after the game, I can send it to you, Randy. Just let me know which team you would like to get, like Calgary, Toronto, or any other team. So, Randy, I know you. If you're in the chat, just let me know or send me an email, and I will provide to you all those information. So, Tab, I don't know, but the training camp is not started yet, Mr. Enortap. He's just now on the off season, so he just ran out relaxing, but he's still prepared for the upcoming season, Mr. Enortap. I'm talking about Mr. Alan Vaillancourt is in the house tonight, Mr. Enortap.
Welcome, Alan.
And Rabinoff knocked the door.
How's it going, man?
And Mr. Roy from Bangkok, Mr. Enortap, is in the house.
Welcome, Roy.
We call him the PPM. It's not for the Prime Minister, Mr. Enortap, but we talk about Pierre. Pete Martin is in the house.
Hey, Pierre.
Our friend Roger Delaney, Mr. Enortap, is in the house tonight.
The master. Welcome.
And KLS knocked the door tonight. KLS, thanks to be with us.
Welcome, KLS.
Just said that Detroit take the lead 4-1, Mr. Enortap, over the Pittsburgh Penguins. Congratulations for the Detroit Detroit. Rick Bengal, Mr. Enortap, is in the house.
Welcome, Rick. Sir Rick.
Yeah, men scored in the short-ended goal. By the way, I think it was 5 versus 3. about that. Directly from Winnipeg, Mr. Enortap, the beautiful Colette and Mr. Dan Asham is in the house.
Welcome, Dan.
From Colorado, number one fans of the Denver, the Denver. It's all about the, Colorado Avalanche, Mr. Enortap, but then Denver area, Mr. Steve G is in the house.
Hey, Steve.
When was the last time a goalie scored and should have did?
I don't know. I don't even remember one.
I never heard someone score and should have did, but maybe a 4 versus 6, Mr. Enortap, an empty net.
Yeah, maybe. But I still can't recall.
Right? So we'll see.
Know.
Mr. Glenn, when back is in the house tonight, this is all the already, coach. This season is over. Oof. Already, Glenn. Oof. After 3 games. Oof. Montreal Glenn is 1-1-1. This is what I don't understand, Mr. Enortap. I'm going to talk about this. People are discouraged, and the Montreal are 1-1-1. They could be 2-1. They could be the Toronto Maple Leafs. And the people it's already negative. Today, I heard comments that fire Martin Saint-Louis, Burroughs, Sensakoski, Savard, trade. What's going on with the fans, Mr. Enortap? We're going to talk about this the next couple of minutes, Mr.
Enortap. Patience.
I don't know. I don't get it, guys. Montreal doing well. They only have a bad game. That's it. That's all. Mr. William LeClaire is in the house, Mr. Enortap.
Welcome, William.
You are looking very well, Coach. Yeah, not too bad for a short night, Mr. Roy. Jake McEnway is in the house.
Hey, Jakester.
Flight Guy Aviation, yes, if you can get it, of course you can. The only thing I will ask you, Mr. Guy, is to send me an email directly to my email so I can send it to you. If you don't mind, that'd be great. If anybody in the chat want to get a stat of the NHL, and next in November, you're going to get the goal of the game. I can provide this to you guys. You have to send me an email, and we can go from there for that one there. You're welcome, Pierre Martin. Always a pleasure of you. Mr. Gary Cornoyer is in the house, Mr. Enortap.
The Roadrunner, Gary, welcome.
The Roadrunner, the driver UPS. We have the Shrimp. We have of course, Laval almost scored on that one. There you go. No goal. Looked like the referee refused the goal. There we go. It's coming in. Tony Reardon, Mr. Enortap, is in the house tonight.
Welcome, Tony.
When you talk about Tony Reardon, who are you talking about, Mr. Enortap? Who are you thinking?
Jeff Reardon.
Jeff Reardon from the Montreal Expos.
Oui.
Yeah, no, Coach, I can get the stat for all of that. Again, yes, send me an email. I just mentioned to you, if you don't mind, that'd be great. Flame, the season is already said the Flame, the season is over about that one over there. Don't rock the boat, Gary Gournoyer. McCarr, fast as 250 points, 200 on the same. McCarr is on the right here, William McClary, about that one there. When I see McCarr, Mr. Enortap, I read quickly Mézard, but it was McCarr. So, understand. Nice trap, Coach. Yes, Mr. Allen. After that, Maurice Robillard, get Coach. Yes, we need passion, but yesterday the whole team was prudent except for a few players. Now we have
no.
Simoneau now in the middle of with Wellman, and that's it about that one over there. Michael DeVillano is in the house. Good job, guys. Michael DeVillano is doing a show, guys. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't know anymore, 11:15, 11:30 a.m. But you can watching Michael DeVillano every Monday, Wednesday, talking about, and Friday about the Detroit Red Wings. How do I send you an email? Because I don't want to share it in the chat. No, you send me an email directly to my email. We're going to send it to you, Mr. Kai.
CoachFrenchy.com.
There we go. You got it. Tony, you guys remember Ken Reardon, Mr. Enortap?
Ken Reardon. Yes, yeah. I remember.
Yeah. I know on that one. For one great start for Detroit about this one of that. Volleyball pucks about that. So that's what we got, Mr. Otta. We go through everybody in the chat so we don't miss anybody. If we miss one of you guys, we apologize. The only thing we ask you, please don't forget to click on the like. And remember, every Sunday night, every Wednesday night, it's your show about the Montreal Canadiens. The Sunday night, we talk about the Montreal, about the weekly recap. And the Wednesday is again tonight at the locker room, the locker room report, Mr. Enortap. And let's talk, Mr. Enortap, what we got tonight on the subject, on this great show tonight. First of all, the Montreal Canadiens, c'est déjà vu in French. And then the Habs locker room report. We're going to talk about fun news about the Montreal Canadiens. But if you follow the Hockey Nation, today Michael Delano did a show at 11:15, I believe. And I did another show about another video about the Montreal Canadiens. Announced that season is done over with the ACL and MCL about Kirby Dak not going to returning for the season 2023-2024. And finally, guys, tomorrow night we have another guest. Tomorrow night we have Mac Drake, sport columnist and editor of the Ab Eyes on the prize.com, right, for many years over there. With that website, you have many other people, all a writer. It's a really great website. You can look about the Montreal Canadian news. And Matt is going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens with us tomorrow night. And he does a lot of things, Mr. Enortap, with Georges Larac. So I just want to sharing this with you. And guys, we invite you, please don't forget to be back with us tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern time. That's what we got, that one there. Let's see what we got here. Is Zuski injured? Is a plate like he is, Mr. Enortap?
I haven't heard that he's injured. I'll be honest with you. If anybody that I'm hearing a little bit of rumbling about maybe having an injury, it's Matheson, but it hasn't come out, so I don't want to perpetuate that until we actually hear something. But no is the answer.
I'm sorry about this one over there. He's not the only one. Someone did tell me something about concern about Nick Zuski. I don't see no problem with Nick Zuski, Cole Caulfield.
No, it's just, I mean, they just haven't accumulated the points. Like sometimes we mistake a player playing well with being assimilated with getting points, and that's not the case. I mean, those things will come if you're doing all the little things right. Eventually, the points will come,
Yeah, I'm
and
sorry
that's
about
what you
this. We're
have
going to tell you the
to
reason
look.
why he's going to get the point, Mr. Enortap, the next couple of minutes. So I don't want to cut you because I know you're going to talk about deep in the subject about the Montreal, and then we're going to talk about Rob Shett. Everything we do, Mr. Enortap, at the beginning, what we do, Mr. Enortap, at the beginning.
Headliner.
The headlines. Here we go, Mr. Enortap. This is your one. And it's right to die, right?
Ride the tide, and that's in particular reference to the fact that we're all of Twitter's blowing up, all Hab fans are blowing up and thinking we're cursed and that we're not playing well. As Coach alluded to before, where we won a game, we lost the game, and one went to overtime, and probably should have had that victory as well. Last year we were all screaming because they're not scoring goals. They're not scoring goals. Well, we're scoring goals this year so far. It's just a matter right now. It comes down to a couple simple things, and that's what we were sort of alluding to earlier on last week, and even prior to that, and that was the fact that the special teams are not working right now. The power play is dysfunctional. It's obvious that they know the teams know that the puck is going to eventually end up on Caulfield's stick, so they're cheating in that direction, and you need a legitimate option for the defenseman as well to pass the puck to. You can't just be going to Caulfield. The other thing is the penalty kill. I mean, the game against Toronto, we allowed 2 power play goals for Toronto. Yesterday was another 3 at the hands of Minnesota. plus 2 shorthanded goals. If you take that away and you do the math right now, when we play 5-on-5, we're winning 8-2. That's the differential right now. So let's not overthink this. Yes, it hurts to have the couple of injuries that we have, but this is the opportunity for these kids to step up, or other players to step up in the position and take charge. And they have to show that they want it and that they can do it. So let's not overdo it here. Okay. Let's try to be positives, find the positives. Montreal will be there. We knew they weren't going to be a playoff team, coach, right from the beginning. Some people claimed that they would, but realistically, yes, anything can happen, and you never know. They could be winning 20 games out of 25 games, upcoming games, but it's not going to happen realistically. And this is another year where we have to get
What's
a
what's up,
quality
Mr. Enortap?
player.
What's up about this?
Yeah.
So what I did, Mr. Enortap, I follow you behind you. Ab fan, relax. Relax. Don't go nowhere. Relax. This is the game number 3, guys. You already give up. I don't point anybody, talk to, send me text, email, whatever it is. But you have a lot of great things from Montreal Canadiens so far. I think you're looking for only one specific game. Yeah, he's going to have in the 82 game on top a many game where you're going to, some game you're not going to perform, everything go bad, turn around to be bad. And yesterday was the case. And for me, I can mention to you all the reason why the Montreal Canadiens are not looking good right now yesterday and since the beginning of the season. That's what we're going to talk about this tonight. And the reason guys said, hey, relax. We are phase number 2 or season number 2. We're rebuilding. We still have 3 more years like this, guys. So why to give up and why to trade everybody? Why to change the coaching and whatever it is about that? Why to send Sakaski Laval? Why to send Saval out and one? Guys, relax, relax. It's only one game. We lost 6-5 against the top best team in NHL, Toronto. We beat the Chicago Blackhawks 3-2. And then yesterday, yesterday it was only 3-1 at the end of the second period until Sakaski get a penalty and they score 4-1. If not, if Montreal prior to that, zone power play score is 3-2, and we have a very bad game. We are number 1 in the NHL right now with 24 penalties for minor penalty. We are number 1. Montreal Canadiens have 10 penalties yesterday, 8 on the PK, 7 the game before that, and then Toronto, I believe, was 6. So the word and split is the reason why we are right now, but we still 1-1-1. We have a better record right now, almost like the Tampa Bay Lightning, Mr. Enortap. And we're complaining. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't really understand that. And I don't know what the expectation. I don't know the fans are expect Montreal to make the playoff. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. We told them all summer. I told him every night, Mr. Enortap, we're going to finish the bottom 5. Nobody believed me, Mr. Enortap. What's going on with that part, Mr. Enortap? I don't know what to tell you more, Mr. Enortap.
There's nothing to say.
I don't know, Mr. Enortap.
No,
I'm getting hungry now. I'm hungry. I'm looking for cheese right now.
You're hangry, are you?
I was saying the word angry to hungry, but that's not a subject about that one over there. We'll get in the chat, Mr. Enortap, before we start. William said the real frustration comes when the team is set down the road and the ab up and down with a good team. That's frustration about that. Francois, only one game and the 2 player really the season just start about this. This is a part of the game, guys. The Minnesota Wild yesterday, they lost Kolikoski for a couple of months. They played for a couple of weeks without Malboldi, and they lost their best defenseman, Jared Spurgeon. Yeah. So it's not only Montreal, Mr. Enortap. Luke Shine is out for 4 to 6 weeks. And yesterday, Villardi is out for 4 to 6 weeks. Just normal in NHL, Mr. Enortap. It's just happening. That's part of what it is right now. So, Gary, the reason for all those penalties, the ad did not have the pocket all night for that one. I believe you, Coach Big Bengal. Here we go. Guys, I hate to say this, but the ad need a solid goalie. 20. That's one of the reason, maybe.
And that
I agree
all
with you.
along, yeah.
Luciano Tampa is a mess. No goalie and no contract talk for Stankos about that one. France only won some lose a game, and we have a less top more game to adjust relax. Here we go about that one. Then there are just 4-3 for the Laval losing right now. Mr. Tom, we're going to pick it up. Anybody else in the chat? We have Run with Kings. Another moderator is in the house. We miss you, Mr. Run with Kings.
Hey,
a big W for the Los Angeles Kings. Yesterday, again, the Jets, Mr. Run with Kings. She's proud of your team. Maurice, up to New Hook and the RHP to step up and take the lesser of the opportunity for that one over there for Maurice. For everybody, everyone, Randy said. Leon Renault, it's that it was 2 years now. It's year number 3 about that one. I said around 25 place finish. Yeah, this would be for me the best scenario for the Montreal Canadiens at 25. I agree with you about this. Would be the best one. If not, if not, will be the worst. And RDP said that he said that it's only gonna get worse. So relax about that one.
Come on, RDP.
Rick said that he did not return to the game, and there was some speculation online he was a broken wrist, but none of that will be considered to be from anyone with the insight knowledgeable of the team about that one there. The only thing I heard
rumors.
It's Elliot Philman said it could be missing a couple of weeks, but a little bit longer absence. Yeah. But I don't know anything else about that.
I've heard just 2 to 3 games. I mean, nothing official is out there, so speculating just raises the frustration level. Patience, ride the tide.
Here we go, Mr. Enortap. I go down to up, so I apologize. But he said this, Rick, about Eliab and Size Cup. They going on the NHL. It was Raul Kekoli would be out for a little while. Well done about that one there. Yeah. For that one, but then we're going to see about this. Go Habs, go save G. Thanks so much. Montreal need a power play quarterback, Mr. Enortap, from Randy Walkman. We'll see. We'll get anybody else in the chat there. Mr. Enortap, before we move on, what we need to talk about. It's way too early to judge this team, but the one thing the kid need to understand is discipline, penalty, or game alert, especially this. Will they call up Byron or Nylander, Mr. Enortap?
You know, and sorry, Coach, just one thing there, because I think Pierre brought up an excellent point. We've heard a lot of negatives. We're trying to be positive here, but we do need to keep in mind here that they have been undisciplined, and that part is not acceptable, right? Like if I'm St. Louis right now, especially those first 16 minutes of the hockey game yesterday, I'm not happy, and I would let the players know that at that point. That's the real issue here, and I agree with Pierre that you got to do the little things right before it all comes into place and you start experiencing success.
Well, so, Mr. Enortap, so one is indiscipline, Mr. Enortap. You have reason behind that, right? And for me, the discipline, I will say to you, I think 9 of the 24 calls against them are an offensive zone. This is not what we're looking for, right? This is not what you're thinking about this. You don't want to get a penalty at 145 feet for your goal. And the defensive zone, no problem. But an offensive zone. Yes, they're increasing the number of penalty in the NHL. But the discipline for the Montreal has been there for last season. It consists at the beginning of the season. But behind that, Mr. Enortap, yesterday Montreal did not play well, right? And people talk about this, return of that. Now, I want to mention this to you. The frustration, it picked it up inside the team when you have discipline like that. And they don't point the players, right? It's a rookie mistake. Sakoski, Martin Louis said he did it before. pick up the stick of someone under, and the stick go there. Sometimes the ref call it, sometimes the ref don't call it, everything like that. I don't point Sarkowski, honestly. I've ordered penalty about this. Cody have a bad one. I think Zuski have one yesterday, or Caulfield have one yesterday, tripping in the corner. But the point behind that, Mr. Enortap, is this. Players like to be on the ice at the normal shift, right? Every four shift, every four line, they jump back on the ice. Now, when you penalty there, penalty over there, power play over there, shouldn't do it, it's not end of the world. But when you have an average of 16 minutes out of the 60 minutes, you have only 44 minutes to play hockey, 5 versus 5, right?
22 penalties in 3 games.
Then, player like Caulfield, Gallagher, some of them does not play on the PK at all. Like they don't touch the ice at all. And normally they are on that on there. Ski he play, that's good for him. New Hook he play, that's good for him on the top 6 over there, right? So what happening? Those players get frustrated on the bench. They don't like it. And that's part of their behavior reflect on the ice after that. This is something you have to understand, that it's not because they gave up last night. They get frustrated. They're upset by the way the Montreal take too many penalties. And this is the reason, I believe, for me, this is what the player like Caulfield, you saw Gallagher don't do anything anyway. It's not about the Gallagher don't do anything. It's just like you don't touch the ice. They have to run, they be on the ice all the time. So that's something, because, of course, also, if you have penalty like this, some of the players, there's not, whatever they play on the PK, maybe they're not going to touch for that the next 2 minutes. When they come back on the ice, they are cold. It's not good. It's not good. They don't have they have to readjust their body with the game, and then boom again, lose another 2 minutes with a momentum shift again. And that's the reason happening yesterday, and that's happening against Chicago, and that's happening first game against Toronto Maple Leafs. So it's not negative, but this year one area they need to change. They be sure they get 3 penalty per game in top 4 maybe, because that's the at the beginning the referee want to make a name, not an impact, but guide the next direction of the league at the beginning of the season. I can understand, but this is over when you talk about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like yesterday. It's not much. Like, without, and I know point Arbor Jakai last night, right? Yeah, nothing against him performance on the ice, but the penalty he took at the end of the second period, I have no reason to do that. About him, and I can go with other players in the lineup last night where they should pay a little bit more attention. Slashing on the stick, they know they're going to call it. Sometimes you get a slashing because you get beat by the speed of the opponent players. So you pushing, you angling is one thing you have to be careful about that, and that's happening, Mr. Enortap, for the split for the Montreal Canadiens. So I don't know if you want to add something.
I think you said it very well, Coach.
We'll see what we got here in the chat, Mr. Enortap. We have a question for Alan. Will they call up Barron Nylander? What was the question about this? Laval, Mr. Enortap, just tied the game.
All right. Way to go, Laval.
Here, I can answer if you don't mind.
Go ahead. Yeah.
But first of all, and Alan, Barron is already with Montreal, so he cannot call the call up. That's the first thing about that. If you think about defensemen, yes, I believe now Nylander is going to be the one is going to get that called up if a defenseman. As a forward, I think they're going to go with Joel Armia, score 2 more goals tonight, Mr. Enortap?
I'm not sure. I didn't see the score sheet.
So that will bring him a forward. So you have 2 players, I believe, are going to be called up. By the way, Mr. Enortap, I didn't read my mind because this is a question of the night on my post after the show, Mr. Enortap, about that one over there. So great point about this. I like great comments, Mr. Enortap. I'm going to pick it up. Everything Byron is with the Habs, no call up. Rick confirm. Great job, Mr. Rick. Slavkovsky play his age, immature, Pierre Martin. I think, Coach, the players are taking the lazy way out. That's the reason penalties. About that, GSM Stankos was never the reason Tampa was a champion. Mostenko is the fifth best player on the team for GSM. Oh no, Mayu left the eyes holding his shoulder for what we heard. I don't know if he's back in the house. 5 versus 5, the team is not bad. Alain Bianco, you're absolutely right about this. They are plus
6.
7, 6, 7.
No, 6. They're 8
6.
and 2, 5-on-5.
All right, Mayu is on the tough kid. No worry here, Pierre Martin. About that, he went out of the holding shoulder, but he is back now. Then we have Vasilevsky, Kucherov, Point, Hoffman, Alberta, Kostenko, GSM. About that one there. But I would be disagree with you about this one, GSM. I would say to you, Vasilevsky and Kucherov are better to Senkos. But and then Senkos for me is better to Point. If you think about the goal again, if goal 4 average per game, Senkos is just behind Ovechkin. I think you diminish his talent, his skill for the team over there, captain of the team. I think for me, I will be disagree. I respect your point of view, but for me, I don't know, Mr. Enortap, you want to add something about that? But I think for me, Stamkos is
Yes, the Stammer is Hall of Fame bound. He's definitely one of the reasons why they have 2 Stanley Cups.
Mr. Enortap. The Washington losing went out 6-1.
I'm not surprised.
Detroit beating the Pittsburgh 4-1.
I'm not surprised.
What this telling you right now? This
What I've been saying all along, the geriatric teams, they're not going to be able to keep up. And this is just the beginning of the year.
one thing, Mr. Enortap, is that we see the transformation. We see the new team pick it up now. That
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like now they are changing, and then the fact like the Minnesota, the Pittsburgh and Washington getting older, and they get their time to be one of the best team in NHL. Maybe not on the decline for both of them. For me, I'm more worried about Washington at Pittsburgh. I don't like what I saw for the Washington Capitals. I feel Mr. Enortap right now for all the game I watch. Or take out the San Jose because San Jose is not a big surprise for me. Like you know, me we expect that. But I thought Washington would be a little bit better. Right now, it could be the team exactly like Columbus Blue Jacket, Mr. Enortap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, they still have some very good pieces, some nice players, but you can tell that the game is slowly passing by them. It's a young man's game now.
Mr. Enortap, Gary Conway said Pesada was a man on the mission last night. Now,
Yeah.
before you answer, I know you Mike Pesada. Guillaume Latendresse, reporter
Oui.
at the TV Sport, he said, I don't see any reason why a player like Mike Pesada play for the Montreal Canadiens when you can get a younger players to develop in the lineup for the Montreal Canadiens.
Well, first of all, the younger players and prospects he's talking about will not service Montreal well on the 4th line. Like he has a specific role on this team, and that's to provide some energy. He can skate well. He's not afraid to drop the gloves when he has to, as we saw yesterday, and he just gives that extra boost. And he doesn't argue when he doesn't play. He's very well liked by everybody in the change room as well. So he definitely serves a purpose. And if you're going to bring up somebody like Roy, it better be to
No,
play him
I
on
would
the
say to you a
first.
guy like Elias Anderson,
Yeah, but again, I don't
Joel
know if
Armia.
it's on the 4th line, and you're going to see he's going to recede back to his old ways. The reason why he's doing better in Laval, number one, is the fact that he's playing a little bit higher up in the lineup. He's getting more ice time as well, and his experience is shining through with a very young team that's there. But
Yeah,
I would not right now. It's a totally different conversation. Like we're talking about somebody that's on the 4th line and what he brings to the team. And I think that he does serve a valuable part to this team right now.
I
In
will
the
give you
future, I would
another
agree.
point here about Gallagher. Right now, I would put Gallagher front line, and I would put JC Allen third line. The GF core C of Allen since the beginning of the season is better to the is the best top six. Although the fact New Hook play on the third line right now, like you know what I mean, like not the New Hook but Monahan. Allen has the best number. Create more opportunities when he's on the ice.
Yeah.
So for me, if I was the Montreal Canadiens, I would consider to down Gallagher four line and bring Allen on third line.
Yeah, I mean, you could do something like that. Yeah,
I think
that doesn't.
Allen
That's a little bit better.
with Monahan, Mr. Tap could be very good.
Yeah, but you're putting them on a higher line. That's the difference. Whereas we were talking about just Pizzetta, right,
Yeah. Something we can
on the
talk a little bit
fourth line.
later, Mr. Tap, about that one over there. Let's see what we got here. Member of the Pizzata fan club. Mr. Jimbo is in the house. Welcome, Mr. Jimbo. Thanks to be with our Canadian show. Don't forget, get click on the light. There we go. 8 penalties and one game. It definitely decrease time of the ice for the lot of players. Well said about this one. Laval score, Rick. We got that one for Mr. Top. The Pittsburgh just scored Mr. Top. New excuse for 22 Mariners for Brandy. Laval need a W tonight. Rick Amelin Mayo went to the dressing room holding his shoulder. He is returning. Yeah, he's back on the ice. I just see him right now. He's just holding the Gary. He said, hey, don't fight right now. Don't take a bad. But now Rochester is on the power play, Mr. Top, with less of 1 minute. So he's going to finish the end of the third period, guys, on the power play. The Rochester. I'm here at one goal, Rick Bengal. 3 games into the season, elite players I would playing in the Montreal because of the media. And now tax like the media try to suggest about that. You cannot win a hockey game when you spend the top 60 minutes on the penalty. I agree with him about this one. Jimbo, Rainbow, William. Rambo. No, it's Jimbo, Mr. Tap. 3 likes, Mr. Allen. So much. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like. That'd be great if you don't mind. Tampa won the first cup because of the point placed and goals. Barely play on the first cup. Win now because GSM.
He was injured.
It's not because Stankos cannot. It was not because Stankos cannot do anything. He was hurt. GSM. He missed all the playoff. So you cannot consider him like he was not good about that. Round. Alan Michael, the fans have to be patient. I'm hoping they can be a 90-point team in 2025-2026. It should be that real, Mr. Tap, I believe. That year, great point about this. At least on the rebuild side, although the Washington, Ovechkin not breaking a Gretzky record. Not looking good right now, but early in the season. Coach, a question. I believe Dak injury was a big blow. The ad jury, don't blame them, coach. So up on that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. It was a big blow. Nobody expected it to happen, especially for that length of time. You can't help but it permeates through the team as well, right? I'm sure it was a shock to Martin St. Louis as well. He was worried about it, and his worst nightmare came through. And the same thing for Doc himself. We heard the other night when Tim Turk was on that he was saying he was looking forward to having a great year this year and had really worked on a number of things with his shooting and skating. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see that this year, but in the future, hopefully that'll be okay. I'm more worried about the recovery on both the torn ACL and MCL than anything else, because sometimes when you come back from those kind of injuries, you're not 100% the same.
Usually a knee in setup is better like he was before. Like
But now when you tear both, coach, that's pretty serious damage.
Yeah, but if you look about all the players have the knee problem, not many of them have a problem after that. A shoulder are more difficult compared to the knee. they really fixed the knee very well. If you look about all the players,
Yeah.
they're really good about that one. And that's it's not, you never know what could happen. I'm not worried about that one. He's going to be done. We'll be ready about that one for sure. Lucian said, how much more difficult the transition from a farm team to NHL today compared to 10 years ago, Coach Enortap?
Is the transition from farm team? I think it depends on the organization. I mean, there's a number of organizations that really want to coordinate and make sure that they're playing the similar type of style, so that when players come up, it's a smooth transition. Other teams, I mean, they don't even have their farm team in necessarily in the same city, so it's hard to call up players on a need basis. I think it really depends on the organization, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I would say to you, Mr. Tap, it's more difficult now. And I would tell you one thing for me, you have more talented hockey player around the world. Like the door, what I mean, like more players coming out for Germany, example. Like you have other country produce player like Slovakia. Like 10 years ago, yeah, no, what I mean, like you don't have anybody else like coming from Slovakia, like Mezar or Sakoski or other player like them.
Yeah,
Germany, Tresalo, Zeder, and I can go. It makes sense. Like other country pick it up in hockey, and that create more difficulties for the players coming now for AHL to move up because constantly those players had to fight to keep their job in NHL. The super elite players, the top six or the first spring defenseman or the goalie number one like Belzinski, Alebak, Zorokin, Chosaki, it's not a big deal, right? But the rest is constantly look behind. It's not guaranteed they're
yeah,
going to get a career for 10 years or 12 years because they make their 1 year, 2 years in NHL. Does it make sense? We are over time. It's
yeah,
on a tap and Laval, by the way. And it's a 4 versus 4. Do you know that? And playoff. Now you're a
and
breakaway by the
Laval, yeah,
Rochester and come back now. It's a 4 versus 4, Mr. Tap, on the American Hockey League.
that's correct.
There we go. Anyhow, Mr. Tap, Alan asked us about Pesada. It would be in the future when Montreal. I don't see that. Like I respect
No,
him.
no,
Let's say got knee been out for 2 years. Steve, did he get a surgery at the beginning, or he just removed? If he missed a full year with no surgery, Steve, I don't know. Breaking news: first time out, good comeback, going back-to-back game for Ovechkin, Mr. Tap, with no shot on the net. Wow, on that one over there. Then we have Alan agree about Pesada. It does not impress me. King of Gamers said, welcome in the house. Don't forget to kill the likes, guys. I would love to have 50 likes the Wednesday night. Cole, would you find this proposal for a rule change a good thing? A player team get rewarded a penalty shot has two options to change the penalty shot to a 2-minute Miller penalty instead. They use this sometime and you travel. But I would say to you, me as a coach, I have those kind of suggestion, everything like that, and I will always say we go penalty shot. I would be honest with you. No team in the show would say no. We take the 2 minutes. I know Montreal will not will refuse this tap to go on the power play. They get goal against them anyway. But I would say that Abination in the house. Welcome back, Mr. Abination. Overslept for a couple of my days, Mr. Zappa. About that, when you see a couple of days, Mr. After the pizza business. Leon Freeman news Jets may be in the trouble. Did not sell out opening night with over 11,000 people. Well, it was surprised me about that one over there, for sure. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like. Too funny, Stanko is getting crazy as the two champions. The first cup when Stanko played one game in the playoff. It's not because he got credit for that one, GSM. I think you misunderstand, but he got part of the team like any other players. That Denis
Yeah,
Savard, Mr. Enortap, with the Montreal Canadiens, 1993. He got a Stanley Cup, right?
yeah. He played a little bit before he broke his leg. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
think he played
again,
4 or 5 games.
he did not play in the
Yeah,
finals. At the final, right?
exactly. Well, look at Phil Kessel last year. How much did he
So
play for Vegas in the playoffs?
at the end, it's like, he was not the one to make a big strength, but he got the ring. That's the same thing with Stamkos,
Yeah,
GSM.
that's right.
Should they extend the OT from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, Mr. Enortap?
I don't think the Players Association will want that because it's putting quite a strain on your star players. Because let's face it, the 5 minutes that are there now, it's pretty much two sets of threes that are going on every time, and it's they run the risk of injuries as well. So I don't think that they'll go for it.
Mr. Enortap, man right now is getting, here we go, Rochester score, a turnover in front of the net. Coolish. Coolish score, by the way. And the Rochester beat Laval 5-4 tonight.
Uh,
After they hit two posts, Mr. Enortap. Logan Cooley is the goalie, Mr. Enortap, for Rochester. They hit the post twice before. I was going to say Mr. Man is going to be deaf because the sound of the post, but Kulish is the reason why, did an amazing great year last year. He passed shoot the puck over the glove, and that way for the Rochester, Mr. Enortap. First story, one about having another story to fix it, CG, about that one over there. Power play as right now is like the killing a 5-4 William McClary. How far is the Warrack for returning? But how far it is, Mr. Enortap, is a long-term injury reserve. The rules apply for that is a minimum of 10 days, 10 game or 24 days. So you have two options right there. Montreal play 9 games in October, and then after that, you're going to game number 10 at the beginning of November or the 24 days. I think game number 10 is before the 24 days, Mr. Enortap. But first week in November, it should be back. Should be back on that one. On this one. Subban was the last Montreal Canadian play at the American Canadian to be its friends maker and the national. So for me, the American Canadian is for the French player, and so far me, just what would be called up very soon. I don't think so for me, Joshua. Well, I don't know, Mr. Enortap, what you think about that. Do you expect Joshua would be called up?
Not unless we get a slew of injuries moving forward, because I think right now he's better serviced at the AHL level. I think he needs to get into a particular routine, and if he has to come up here and play reduced minutes, it's not going to work out well.
Yeah, I'm sorry about this one there. I tried to pick it up this because Jean-François Hull make a comment. He was Gary. I think Jean-François Hull talk about Joshua Roy on the TV Sport article today about the fact like would be better to play in Laval for a couple of months before he called up in Montreal Canadiens. I don't see him on the top 6, honestly, and I don't see him would be a good benefit for him to play on the bottom 6 for Montreal. So for me, I would not be that kind of player for the Montreal Canadiens. Thanks so much, RJ, for the last. Is base first. It will be very difficult to make the playoff. Point Sheriff Edmund Vesky are the main reason the Tampa won back-to-back cup. There we go, Jessam. Jessam, you can
And
tell
throw
me all
Stamkos
night
in there.
long. I will tell you, I accept your opinion. I just tell you for me, Stamkos is a part of the reason why with other players they make it. You exclude Stamkos. I just said for me, Stamkos was a part of the reason why
Yeah.
they won the year number 2. GSM about
You
that.
can make arguments against, like, even the year Kucherov was off the entire year and he showed up just in the playoffs. He wasn't his usual
Exactly.
self in that playoffs. So I mean, it's the same argument with Stamkos.
Yeah, if you think about that, the second time they won, it was the beat the Montreal Canadiens, right?
Yeah,
Who scored the winning
yeah,
goal, winning game? Was Colton,
yeah.
right?
2-1 game,
And
or
then
was it
if
2?
you call it, they score a goal 1-0, Enortap, and the game number 7 and PK. Remember?
Yeah, on
And
the
I
penalty
think that
kill.
goal was Yannick Gord.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
it
was a
could be
mistake. It was a mistake by Kyle
on
Palmieri
the
to the wall.
defense.
Both players
Yeah,
went to the wall, and they got the puck, and then Gord came right away, scored a goal there. One of the game they
yeah,
won 1-0 against Montreal Canadiens. It was a goal by Ross Colton, the senator. My
you're
point
right.
behind that, Mr. Tap, like whatever is Edmund Vasilevsky and Point, everything like that, everybody play a role when you win the Stanley Cup,
Everybody contributes. Yes, of
right?
course.
Vegas last year, Marchessault, the MVP, but Aiden Hill, Pietrangelo, Bardashev,
Michael,
Jake Eichel,
Michael,
the bottom 6 right there, Colsar, Carrier, Roy,
Stevenson.
Ag, White Cloud. I can go away like that. So, again,
Yeah,
GSM, we love you. And if you feel that way, that's all good. About this one. King, Lake Carlson. Leo Carlson debut tonight. No, Leon. King, Leo cannot play tonight. They play only tomorrow night. But yes, he would start with that. Coach, what is your max bench press? I don't know. I'm almost messed up now, Mr. Allen and Mr. Enortap, because now it's kilo. So the last time I think it was about 70 kilo, 70 kilo. So I don't know what is and weight.
70
You
kilos
know,
is
kilo. I don't know. When I was
yeah,
in Florida, it was
2.5.
in pounds, but here is a kilo in Thailand. So I put 70
Yeah,
one side, 70 on the side, and I go up.
that's
So
good.
I don't know. Um, I don't
About
know. It's
180 or so, something like that.
Here we go. You got it, Mr. That.
Two, maybe 200.
Not much, not much for a whole man.
It's good. It's good.
I don't need a shootout gimmick for versus anything is better. A Frank Canadian still. What would be a perfect on the ski line, Gary Connoyer? It's you expose a young player, Mr. Gary, to play on the top line against the best player opponent team, and that was not the best way to develop the players. Example, they did not do it the same thing with Sarkowski, right? That's the reason why they don't do it. They don't. They want to protect the players. Let's say
Yeah, we can't
the tank.
rush. We can't rush these players.
It's like those say Letank is a 3-time champion but never play a single playoff game. But did he win the Stanley Cup or not? GSM. If his name is on the Stanley Cup or not, part of this. You're injured. You're part of the team. That's the reason to do that. Ab have a good chance to get 4-5 points in the next few games and let you know. For both of you, which defenseman the NHL has the best goal scorer shot in the NHL?
Oh, I love Makar. I think he's just poetry in motion, and he's got a great shot. Like for me, I'll go with Makar.
Yeah, best goal scorer shot in NHL. I agree with you about that. I know people is maybe not a great overall players, defenseman, but I think Dougie Hamilton is on top. He's a regular guy. He score 12, 14, 15 goals per year every year.
Yeah, he's consistent that way. Yeah,
Yeah, but again,
but
he's not another. He's not a package
he's not a Makar.
defenseman. Right? It
He's
makes
not a
sense. So
Makar.
I just thought because I
Yeah.
read this question, best scorer, everything like that. So be it up and American, all the experts said the Rocket will tear up AHL. I don't think so, Leon.
No,
Um,
no. As a matter of fact, we said they'd have trouble at the beginning of the year just getting acclimatized because they have a number of very young players on the team, and it would take a while, but they will come on strong as the year goes on.
you're absolutely right about this one there. There you go. Try to pick it up everything. Question: do you still think the Penguins will make us the playoff? Me, I'll say yes.
No, Gary, no. It's not happening. Trust me on this.
All right, we'll see at the end of the year. 70 kilo is 150 pounds.
Who is?
70 kilo is 154 pounds, Mr. Tap. So,
Yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah.
so it's about 150, 154, 150. So it's like 308, 308, Mr. Tap. When I
That's
hit the
good. That's good.
300, that's enough.
You call me. Yeah.
That's enough. So, not too bad.
Let's
Further
move
beat
on.
New Jersey as a predicted, Sebastian. Mr. Nick, Mr. Enortap is in the house. Mr. Nick, glad to have you aboard. I always miss you, my
And it's
friend.
back.
We always love you, Mr. Nick. Doug Harvey coach, yes, in the past, of course, Doug Harvey was great. Do you think Lane Hudson will make the Capitaine on his first year pro? I say yes.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt that.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think he
I would say no.
every day he's showing that
Yeah,
you know
I would say no,
it's his
Mr. Enortap.
level.
Why?
You said yes.
Because you have Madison, Cooley, Jekai, Harris, Angstrom. You're going to have really a lot of defensemen, left defensemen still, and that's the reason why they will holding, bring him in Laval, go get you get. And this is the reason why Montreal can do that now, Mr. Top. You have no rush to
Yeah.
push everybody up anymore because
And
now
nor
you
should
have
they.
those players established in NHL. So we said to you, like Mayu, this is a great example. Like Ray Baker. Ray Baker should be 1 year in Laval next season. Hudson should be in Laval 1 more year. Mayu should be 1 more year with them again next year. And then after that, you bring back them or during the season, you kind of call up and then you go back and forth. That would be
Yeah.
that would be the way I would see this, Mr. Zap.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I'm super impressed with Tim Souza. Yes.
Spitzel.
Yeah. Friday night, Mr. Tap, I'm going to talk about Montreal Canadiens, but I'm going to see the review, the draft 2021 and 2022, and the position they put him. Coach is a beast, William McRae. But I was
It's
a little
true.
bit early. Like a couple years ago, Mr. Tap, I can do some damage at the gym.
I'm
I
sure
will
you
go
still
sometime,
can.
Mr. Tap, old 50 men show up beside the young kid, like 25, 30 pounds in that deal. I will just go there, me, put my weight. The
Steady
kid look at
Eddie.
me like, how old are you, sir? All right, it's a time, and my friend, it's Coach Pierre is an awesome. Thanks so much, my friend. As it will happen, Coach. Yeah, I agree with you about this. Athlete traps. Thanks so much, my friend. Is Hudson did make the team first time out? How many games he will play? I don't know. It's you have injury, Mr. Tap, all the time. Detroit now is 5-3, by the way, Mr. Tap. A little bit too late. Anyhow, Mr. Tap, we have a lot of things to talk about. So let's talk about Cooley. Earlier, we talked about maybe he could miss a couple of weeks. Something is not confirmed yet. We want to wait tomorrow what the Montreal going to announce. Like exactly what he did with Kirby Doc. But it could be a wrist. A broken wrist. We have to confirm tomorrow, Mr. Tap. Are you agree with me?
Well, we just got a tweet from Marco D'Amico just about 15 minutes ago, and he said he could miss a week or two, but in no way is he going to miss 6 to 8 weeks. And that's also per Renaud Lavoie.
Renaud Lavoie
So,
confirm about that. Great to hear that.
yeah.
We done that. Who's going to have the right answer? Coach can bench press two Thai women.
In one hand.
Yeah. Last night I went out and I look at them. It's like,
Uh-oh. You opened the door, guys.
no, they are Thai. They are like, it's a compact shrimp. I don't know who they are. They just slim. Like, it's crazy about that. Whatever their age they are. Anyhow, another subject for the time is on top. The rookie goalies for the Laval Rocket, guys, man, score a goal tonight, shortened the goal 5-3. We talked about this earlier by Rick Bengal was report.
Yeah.
The top is time to talk about review game for Montreal Canadiens, scored by 5-2. If you tell that, guys, this year I have access to videos, everything like that. We cannot tell them I can send to you that. Well, they don't know. But they can, I cannot. But I can tell you, I can do it. So if you're interested to have the clip of Montreal Canadiens, specific players, a video of the game, everything like that. So every time Mr. Natal is going to do the review game, you're going to see all the goal of the game tonight. And maybe I will stop Mr. Natal, say, look about this goal, what happening. So Mr. Natal, about
Let's
2-3 minutes, give us what you think about the Montreal Canadiens, the last yesterday again, the Minnesota by score 5-2. I would love to hear, guys, and the chat. The reason the Montreal lost yesterday and what is the biggest problem and what is power play, PK, special team, goaltender, and discipline, and I can go all the way like that. Mr. Tap, it's time to pop
It's
up
time.
here.
Let's do it. Yes. And as we mentioned already, and we hit on some key points, two on the same penalty. Again, defensive gaffes, bad opportunities in one to the other. Not really laser perfect, but in towards the end, I thought they played a much better third period. They had the opportunities. We saw in that last clip a beautiful passing play actually that led to that goal. And they actually had the third goal. It just happened a second after the final clock ran out. So that would have been Newhook's second goal of the game. So overall, I thought it was a game where they have to correct their special teams. I thought the goaltending, I mean, you can't really blame him. Yes, he should have had maybe one or two of those there, but let's try to keep the game simple, make it 5-on-5, and I think we're going to see more success in the future.
Yeah, great resume about the game, right? You can go with many ways, like discipline, like penalty right there. The special team about this. Montembeault, performance goaltender in the beginning is, yesterday 2 goals. I think he could be more. He could stop the puck, at least for me, in my opinion.
The rebounds, coach. It's the rebounds as well.
Yeah.
He's allowing a lot of rebounds. Just watch his play. He makes the initial save like 90-95% of the time. And then he lets out these big, juicy pucks that end up in the back of the net. You just can't do that. You have to swallow up that puck.
The goal again, Kaprizov on the back door. He should read the play quicker. He should T-push to get over there. No, we cannot blame him as the reason they lose the game. I don't blame anybody yesterday, all right? Because many of them did not play well at the end of the night, right? The first goal, Ziski turnover. We just see the goal, Mr. Tap. On the power play, Ziski turnover the puck at the blue line. Bang, 1-0. After that, Newhook turn the puck at the goal at the flanker. Boom, turn around, go back over there, score a 2-0 over there. And again, on that second goal, Mr. Tap, Pearson and Jacquard missed the puck in front of Montembeault. Montembeault should be more aware about that, but at the end of the day, so he can go a lot of player like that at the end of the night. For me, for the Montreal Canadiens, they talk about the special team. And I have a conversation in the chat on the, I try to reply to all the comments on my video. And I apologize, guys. I cannot anymore. We have so many people comments. Like I'm behind like 100, 110 every 2 days. I cannot pick it up. It's impossible. Anyhow, Mr. Tap, like people said, Luciano just mentioned this, fire Alex Burrows. And I think last night I took some clips in NHL. And I took some, Mr. Tap, you're really going to stat. If you think about the best power play in NHL, who are they? Edmonton? Toronto?
Edmonton. Yeah.
Colorado?
Yeah.
Tampa Bay?
New Jersey, maybe. New Jersey.
All right. What they have all in common together, Mr. Tap?
Well, they have more than one option. They have sound quarterback that dictates the
Quarterback.
play on the play, and they have more than one option. It's not just one slot shot like Cole Caulfield. They have
So
a couple of different options.
so they have a quarterback, they have super elite player, or they have elite players.
Yes,
We don't have those
yes,
right now, Mr. Enortap. My point
no,
behind that, whatever is Alex Burrows or the best Guy Boucher P power play. At the end of the day, Montreal will not performing. They're not going to be a team to be at the top 10 power play. That's simple. We don't have those kind of players. That's easy. Secondly,
not
the
yet.
only thing I would say to you, Mr. Tap, I'm not, I hate the pass back, everything like that, but this is normal in NHL. It is what it is. They make two mistakes for me on the power play. And I review check again. Caulfield on the flanker on the wrong side. He had to play on the back ends. I understand he's good, everything like that, but it's not. The best player right there for me in NHL is John Tavares. You cannot like John Tavares, but you look John Tavares, guys, on the entrance when he passes the puck. It's called a kick out in hockey. Tavares is the best player to pick up the puck there and keep the puck and set up the power play. Second thing I would say to you, after that, until they use Suzuki on the right side of the ice on the power play, they're not going to score more goals. And I said Suzuki, it's just you have no slap shot. They need a winger there or a flanker shooting on the left. Laugh at me, but I would put Sakoski there because he's the only left winger can shoot the puck right now on that level. That's only one I would say to you right now, Mr. Enortap or Pearson. But until they use Zuski there, Dak, and Anderson right now on that flanker, you cannot
Hmm.
score because the goalie had the time to reset. Example, if you look about the goal yesterday from the pass from Zuccarello to Kaprizov on the left side of Montembeau. Kaprizov is a left shooter. Montembeau did not have enough time to cover the post, and Kaprizov put the puck right away. He's a super elite player. Caulfield can do that. He's on the wrong side of his shooting. But on the right side, we don't have. We have a right shoulder on the right shoulder. Does not work. So until they don't find a player, we thought Mike Hoffman should be that player. He never been with Montreal that players. But they need a shoulder like that, a backup on that snap, on that dots over there. Until then, doesn't work. Mike Madison, with all we think is good, is not a quarterback like Edmund, Hosey, Makar, and Fox that can go like this, right? So we struggle there. And this is a problem. It's not Alex Burrows at the end of the day. It's because the player we have right now. That that that
Yeah,
that's that for
you're
me. This is
absolute.
the play right there on the power play.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, Coach. I totally agree with that. The only thing that they could show is different aspects of the power play, and I'm not seeing enough movement for my liking. It's very predictable in terms of what they're going to do, and that's a structural problem and not so much an elite player problem. Uh, like an elite player, yes, will bury it from wherever, but I think that they need more movement with the puck and also the players. They just can't stay fixed in one spot all the time because it becomes very predictable for the defense.
Yes. Now I will say to you, I think the problem when they go on the side of Caulfield, Monahan is
Yeah.
best play right there. What I said to you, the best bumper for Montreal is Nick Zuski.
Suzuki, I would agree. Yeah.
He could be the burning point, in my opinion. And you go like Doc, now you can put anybody there on the wall. You pass to Monahan, is a left right there, like Killorn was. Bring the puck to point in front of the net, and boom, Suzuki can get there, the puck in the net there. And when you go on the left side with Caulfield, back to Monahan, now in the
Hmm.
middle, you need a left shooter. If it's Suzuki, it's harder. He's on the wrong side. You have to turn his body. Every time you turn, every time you move to the wrong side,
Yeah,
that's the reason why. That's what Suzuki,
that's the
Mr.
same
Tap,
me.
he do a loop. he come back down to attack the net on the dots. But it's
Hmm.
like you said, you can see this for a mile in front of you.
Yeah,
The
it's
the the
predictable.
the, the defense have the time to readjust themselves. On the flip side, Mr. Enortap, on the PK, Montreal struggled this year at the PK right now, right? They gave 3 goals against Minnesota. 0-7, Chicago get it. But again, the Toronto guy, they gave 4 goals of the 5 goal on the extra man. They changed
Yes.
the system. They was play usually an aggressive or a passive box. Now they play a diamond. So what is a diamond? They play 1-2-1. The problem with that part of there is communication, and they don't press like they was. If you press, you open up an area and find the net. And this is a problem. They have to be careful about that. I'm not sold at the way they did. I watched the video again this morning, last night, and this is one they have to be careful. I'm not sold the diamond. They would take time for them to understand. And the rollman of the personal. I will say to you, Mr. Enortap, they want to give more specific share or role. The player play more minute, like Ireland play now, RHP play now. The bottom 6 play minute on this PK. And maybe they are not ready yet to take those kind of the role at that moment at the beginning of the season. And maybe they suffer because of that. This is another reason I mentioned to you about the PK, Mr. Enortap. I don't know if you want to add something about this.
Yeah, and I mean, you could tell that they also missed somebody like a Paul Byron, who also on the PK brought a great amount of speed. So he was able to recover, attack the puck, and recover when he had to. And a lot of times he anticipated where those pucks were going. And if he ever intercepted it, that was it. Like he can beat, I'd say about 90% of the defensemen in the league in a foot race.
Yeah, sorry about this. King, I have a question to you, Mr. Enortap. Or do you believe Tanner Pearson is underrated? I don't say underrated, but he's a guy who can score 15, 20 goals, Mr. Enortap.
Yeah, I mean that's always been his mo, really. And he's got the size too. I think that's what he's capable of doing.
Yep, so right. Lucien said, live at 3 plus he can enter the zone on properly Minor, Tavares, and Nylander. Montreal, before that, they have Drouin, Suzuki, and then Josh Anderson now play that kind of role for the Montreal Canadiens. They have now New Hook can play that plus. But again, Luciano, they have Minor, Tavares, and Nylander. We have New Hook, Suzuki, and Anderson. Just right there, Mr.
And
Enortap, it's not the same caliber of hockey player.
but the important thing is they also have a Riley and now even a Klingberg on power play that can dictate how that power play is going to go. And see, it's the defenseman that attracts the initial line of the power kill or the penalty killing opposition, and it's that you want to create that space between the first line of attack and the second line of attack, so that you can put your like that's how the bumper works really nicely, is because if you move that puck around quickly and that puck comes right in front. I mean, you look at Vancouver. I mean, they're not a great team, but you look at their power play; it's pretty lethal. You got the right kind of players in the right kind of spots, and they usually score with Brock Besser and a few others that play their role well. But it all starts with Quinn at the point, Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, absolutely about this one. There's the people talking and that. How many shots did Harper have?
Who?
How many shots
How many shots?
Jekai have? I don't know in
When
front of me,
yesterday
Peter, but I
or
can look.
yesterday? I don't know. He may have had a couple. I think yesterday I was again pleasantly surprised. Did you see all the opportunities Kovacevic had? It looks like they were almost setting him up at the top of the blue line, just inside to get that goal, and he hit a couple goal posts. I think he must have had about 6 or 7 opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely about that one over there. And then the 12 one from what we had here, 20 exactly. You're right, Luciano. Skating ability, a huge one. The guys controlling the zone with the puck on pro. The puck movement after that. That you know what I mean? Like Toronto is very good because what Marner moved the puck left and right, and Matthews pick up the puck and shoot the puck in the net after that.
He
Trustable
skates, coach.
McDavid, right?
He skates like you look at Marner. He's never in one spot. Like he draws that defense, that first line with him, and it's all about skating. You look at Makar, does the same kind of thing. He'll go around the net, especially when it's 3-on-3 in an overtime. Makar totally dominates
Yeah,
because of
yeah,
what he can do.
I agree with you about that one. Edmonton McDavid would do the same thing.
That's right.
Not Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay almost set
They're
up
set.
most of the time with that one over there, right? That's
Yeah,
easy.
true.
But again, like Ovechkin and Washington are almost the same thing. But Ovechkin, guys, the key of that power play was Ovechkin scored a goal, Mr. Tap. Who was the best player of that power play for me was Backstrom.
Backstrom, yeah, yeah,
On the power play for Tampa Bay, for me, is Kucherov. And I think you nailed it for the Toronto Marner.
yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like you have those kind of player with another level of the hockey play. Of the, I'm sure we're going to have Lane Hudson, a quality player like him, that will help bring the quarterback for the Montreal Canadiens. I think Quinn Hughes for the Vancouver Canucks. Look, Vancouver was pretty good because what the pass between Bo Horvat and the goal line and the overload, they use overload over there. But again, who shoot on the left side? Alias Pedersen. If Montreal Canadiens could sign Pedersen UFA, guys, this is
It's a
my
game
dream.
changer.
That's my
It's a
dream,
game
Mr.
changer.
Tap.
Well, you're introducing an elite player, right? And that's always a game changer.
That's what they need to sign. For me, Montreal Canadiens, they need to add a left winger, top three in NHL at some point as a UFA.
Yeah.
They need to have a guy like that can shoot a puck into the side. A right winger would be a problem for me on the power play. That would be
Yeah.
something I have to look about that. Because last 6 seasons, 4 conference first finals winning as this gap with Provenzano and Eagle team don't need a top 10 talent in the league to win a cup. Provenzano, Jason, if he's not a top 10 in NHL defenseman, I don't know, but I don't know. Who do you put Provenzano, Mr. On top? Who is the most
Petrangelo.
complete
Petrangelo's a
defenseman in
beast.
NHL?
Petrangelo's a beast, man. This guy, his willingness to win and what he can do, he can skate, he can hit, he's got size, he can shoot. Like
And
he
how
can
many
kill a
minutes he play
penalty.
per game?
He's always around, dancing around 26, 27 minutes easily. Easily.
I don't know. Like you don't need to be an offensive and dominate all the time, Mr. Top. You have to be the best overall. I think a player underrated, in my opinion, in NHL right now is Charlie McAvoy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a good point.
He can hit. He can play
He's
defensively.
consistent.
He can shoot a puck. He can score goal. He can make an impact at the game all the time. Example: we don't have Charlie McAvoy in Montreal yet now.
No.
You talk about power play, Boston Bruins, and I did not mention that team: Basnack, Bergeron, Marchand. We don't have those kind. You know what I mean? Like I can go all the way like that, and the next team like this, Mr. Top, I can wait this year. Will be Ottawa. Ottawa now with
Ottawa's,
Shabbat, Sanderson, Chikron, Suzla. I think that team, Mr. Top, could be could be a very power play.
yeah, they're going to be up there.
Absolutely right about this. The chat is getting hot, Mr. Tap. A review game. So we got about a review game yesterday, Mr. Tap, 5-2 about this one there. Tu déjà vu, Mr. Tap,
almost got it.
indiscipline, power play, injury, et goalies. This is all the area I spoke during the off season. When the Montreal Canadiens are a team, the reason they are bottom six, it was the reason right there. I did not talk too much about indiscipline, but I talk a lot about the special team. And they are 31 on both area last season. They're going to be at that area this season. The injury, Mr. Tap, they get what they get right now, and the goaltending. We don't have no power. If you think deeply, Mr. Tap, we don't have any goaltender number one. We don't have a solid defenseman number one right now. We have a lot of third pairing, and we have a couple of them second pairing, but no one of them are right now a first pairing defenseman in NHL.
Not yet, no.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, it's obvious.
And with
It's
all
obvious.
the respect for Caulfield and Suzuki, they are not there yet, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's aspects of their game that need to improve. Right now, I've always maintained that is if we ever got a true number one center, Suzuki would be one of the best second line centers in the entire league, and that's the kind of acquisition that you need, or be it through free agency or otherwise trade.
People talk about earlier about Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, everything like that. Listen, yes, maybe they not produce like they produce right now. It's only 3 games anyway. Like what? Caulfield had 2 goals already and 3 games. That's pretty good. And Suzuki have what? 2 points and 3 games. That's pretty good. One thing, the Enortap, we don't talk. How many games they gave? How many goals they give? 5 versus 5. That first line they play constantly against the best team and best line against them.
Against Toronto, you mean the first game?
Yeah, I think
One.
they have only one goal against
Yeah,
them so far.
that's it. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
We're complaining about the defensive, they don't do well, everything like that. And I think for me, this is one thing, the area where the Martin Louis should be happy about the result. Montreal still play very well, 5 versus 5. So it's not easy. That open up better chance for the second line to produce more points because they don't have to cover Matthews, right? They don't
That's
have to
right.
cover Bedard line. And yesterday they don't have to cover the Kaprizov line because he was more Suzuki Caulfield. 5 versus 5, those two players really better start of the season. So for me, this is what I'm looking for. We complaining they don't have a good game. They don't play well. I think Montreal overall in 3 games, it's not bad at the end of the night. It's not the end of the
No,
world. With all the splint, with all the PK, Montreal still battled every game. Last night was 3-1 only until the Sarkozy situation, Mr. Enortap.
3 out of 6 points, coach. If I told you that at the beginning of the year, would you be happy? I would.
I would say to you, Mr. Enortap, right now, the Montreal would not play that guy. 5 versus 5 will be the difficulties they're going to get. And right now, they play better. And they're now with the ADAC. The other thing, Mr. Enortap, we said to you yesterday, I did not mention it yet. I think don't know where I talked about this, maybe last night, I don't know. Or I speak with someone. I talk a lot with Roy during the day, so maybe I talk to him. One thing, Mr. Enortap, it was also very important. I think Martin Louis make a mistake. I don't say that I blame him. But I will not make all the change line the 4 line. Every player, every line yesterday, Mr. have a new player. They have no chemistry yet. This is almost the first time they play together. RHP play only one preseason game with Suzuki and Caulfield.
Yeah.
Second line, New Hope Pearson never played together with Sarkozy. Third line, Gallagher, Monahan, and Anderson never played together. And 4 line, Pesada play with Jake Evan, but with Alanin. Did not play all preseason yet. So the line, Mr. Enortap, yesterday, it was almost all new together. It's not easy to get there. It's not an excuse, but I would prefer me to not change Josh Anderson. I think Josh Anderson was upset last night to jump from
I
the
think
first
so.
line
It
to
looked
the
that
third
way.
line,
Yeah,
right?
it looked that
For
way.
me, I will not do that. For me, I will keep Pearson, Monahan, and Gallagher, and I will drop Josh Anderson, put a second line with New Hook, and explain to him the reason I'm doing this. Now, he maybe explain to him because he want to balance the 3 line. But guys, player play top 6, play bottom 6. Here, you hate it. You know what's happening. You're not going to play a lot of minutes. Now, they give him a favor, play on the first unit, number 1. But again, for me, this is something I will pay a little bit more attention. Again, Martin Louis run better the team like I can do about this, but I just want to bring you another open door here.
No, it's a valid point. You're right. No player likes to be. I don't want to use the word demoted because I don't think that that's what it was. It was more him reacting to just shuffling the lines around. But when you find yourself on the first line and then all of a sudden you're playing on the third, it plays a little bit of games in your mind, even
Yeah,
if you don't
absolutely.
want it to.
Yeah, absolutely about that. Jose Duarte is in the house and Andy Quivila is in the house. Welcome, both of you. Thanks to be a part of the show tonight. We appreciate that. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. I'm very impressed by New Hook, Alan Bianco. Yeah, well, maybe you can talk about this. What do you think about Alex New Hook so far since the beginning of the.
Well, so far, I think he's been very good. Again, everything centers around the fact that he's got speed, right, and he can create opening situations. He can. I think he has a bit of a chip on his shoulder as well, that he wants to show that he belongs. And he really didn't get that opportunity too much with Colorado when he was there. So he wants to show that he belongs here and that he can perform at the pro level. And I've been satisfied with his play so far.
Lucien said that, look, the next game for the Montreal Canadiens, yes, they play against Washington next week. This Saturday, that would be a good one over there
Mhm.
for sure. Yeah, possible to get point. I think for me, um,
They
it's
will.
considered what the ability, right? The progression between that. People said Sakis had a bad game yesterday. Yeah, he did a rookie mistake yesterday about that. Two penalties on offensive. They scored both goals of that one. One it was 5-3, but still at the end of the night. So I think he will learn from there for sure. GSM Mr. Top said that. Person at 2 goals and 3 games. Anderson should produce more, skating faster and hitting every now and then is not enough for from Anderson. I don't agree with RHP on the first line. Mr. Top, what do you think about that one?
I'm just trying to read it again. Pearson has 2 goals in 3 games. Anderson should produce more skating fast and hitting every now and then. You know what? He's been imposing his body. I don't think that he hasn't been hitting when he's on that top line. I think he's made it his mission to be Caulfield's enforcer, and not from a fighting perspective, but if anybody gets near him, he's always answering the bell. Um, I mean, they're different styles. As we said before, Anderson is more of a north south kind of player that brings that speed to and he's most effective when he crashes the net and puts himself in that kind of a position because he's a hard guy to get off the puck because of his size and because of his speed. Pearson is a little bit craftier. I think he's got better lateral movement. Yes, he scored more, but again, let's taper that because it's still early in the year and we haven't really seen how they fit in for the long term.
Yeah. People said that Anderson is not a top six player every time. That I understand your point of view, Maurice. I was said I would not modify too much my line yesterday and to go there with more the regular line he produced since the beginning of the season. Now he did all the four line with new players. Every line have a new winger. This was my biggest problem for me yesterday about that. But I can agree with you about this. Anderson top nine is great. It maybe not play all the time top six, Mr. On top, but when you need one, maybe a specific game, you can bring Anderson there. But he will
Yeah,
fit better on your third line. I agree with all of you about that one for the people in the chat.
he does seem to show up when it's clutch time. He's around, and we've seen some big goals that he scored at key times. I would agree that he is not consistent, and I've maintained that for the ever since he's been here in Montreal. Like I personally don't believe he belongs on the first line as well. I think that we need a different type of winger that complements Caulfield and Suzuki. But for right now, that's where he is, and And the second line, when Doc was there, I mean, it was rolling. So where does that put him? It puts him on the third line if you're not going to play him up at the top. So it's one of those things that he's going to be that type of player that's going to become a very valuable chip when it comes to making a trade or um, you know moving on, because he's not gonna really fit our needs going forward.
Yep, sorry about that. Lucian said the Caps, Sabres, Devils, Columbus, Jet, next 5 games, 6 points is really possible. I said to you, they're going to lose against the Sabres, the Devils. They're going to maybe have a possible 6 point. I would say to you, maybe 5 point, but I will go with 3 point, Luciano. Roy said, Mr.
Me too.
Roy said, Anderson needs some tuition from Tim Turk. I
Some
think Maurice
tutoring.
talked about Sarkozy he talked about Sarkozy. I think for me, I would try Sarkozy on the first line.
Look, this is the time to experiment, right? While these games for them are, you're not going to the playoffs necessarily, and why not try and see? I have not been disappointed with Slavkovsky so far this year. Um, I think people yet again look at a point accumulation and they don't see it with him yet, and they think he's having a bad game. But I'm thinking he's been doing a lot of little things well, and he's been also very good on the back check. I've noticed he's been using his
He's so
body a
much
little
better
bit more.
compared. Like he's in the game right now compared was last year.
Yeah.
Last year he got like 2 games, so every 3 games he would disappear. We not see him at all.
Yes.
This year he could back checking. He hit more involved. Martin
Yes.
we talk. He have his touch. He go in those area with no puck. What he want him to go there is really his game is more balanced, more consistency. Last night overall, he have a couple of flash in the game. It's just his two
Yeah.
penalty destroy what he did yesterday.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I would agree with that. But he still played. He still played okay.
about that, Gary. I will say to you, we disagree. Amia is not a first line in the NHL. I would not go that direction over there for sure. And again, Sarkozy, I not say he should play, but I think he could go there, Mr. Enortap, a couple of game, play the first line with Ziski, and see what
What do
he
you
look
got to
like,
lose? What do you
right?
got to lose?
Absolutely right about that one for sure. Let's see what we got, Mr. Enortap, and we talk about this about Coach Martin St-Louis Burroughs. I was said to you, Burroughs, we talked about this earlier, but Martin St-Louis, do you think, yesterday he said, if I have to bench one, I should bench everyone last night. And I agree with him about that. He said a little bit too early in the season to go that direction. But I feel, do you agree with me? At some point, he need to go that way. I think he did not or barely did it last year. Only that the rookie like Savkovsky or maybe another player like Bora Jakai or any other players they protect them at the end of the game, everything like that. But you feel like sometime when they make mistake by awareness, like I was said, awareness for me is a mistake where it's not about your talent, your skill. It's just because you don't really care or you just did not do a very good play. Like last night, like for me, like CJ Kai and Pearson missed the puck over there, it would piss me off as a coach. Like this would be like, are you killing me? I know they're going to bench them, but if they make something bad after that, I would tell them like, you know what, 2-3 shifts, sit down, buddy. Be aware what's going on around you. I think Martin St-Louis is maybe this year needs starting to go that direction.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, when that first period, the first 16 minutes last night, there wasn't much redeeming quality in their play, and that's the opportunity where you have to let your players know that you're really pissed off about the the lack of attention to detail, the undisciplined penalties that they were getting, the lack of support around the goalie, the lack of forecheck and back check both directions, and you got to let them know, and then after you have to put your words to action and show them that you're not going to take it. Like I get it. He came here and he wants to build a certain culture, but that doesn't mean that you give him, you know, the keys to the kingdom and go out there and do whatever you want. I think yes, they loved when he came. He established a culture where they're having fun now. They enjoy each other's company, but they have to be working towards something. And if a player isn't part of that plan, then he needs to be told and he needs to be shown. And if that doesn't work, then you have to trade them.
Well said about that. I agree with you. We want to welcome back Sharks. Mr. Enortap was at the game in Nashville
Hey,
last night. He
Sharks.
was at home. He see the singer Percle Bentley, and then Adam's going to be at the game July 10. Mr. Enortap. We know we have a problem last night in the chat, Mr. Enortap, because Sharks was not there, Mr. Enortap. That's happening, Mr. Enortap, and the chat. GSM have a question for you, Mr. Would Ab management trade Anderson plus Hudson for Byfield? If Ellie make that offer, Hughes might be taking a chance on Byfield like he did with Doc and Hook. This Byfield is a
I
great
wouldn't.
story about this Byfield. There's a kid, 6'6", power
Amazing.
skating below average, but it take a little bit longer time to establish himself in NHL. He's going to start this year his second year. Last year, they put him with Kopitar.
Hmm.
For me, that wake me up right there. Why not to put Sakaski with Suzuki Caulfield? He gave it a chance right now. I think for me, and again, not one game like Maurice said or Gary, but many 10, 5, 5, 10 game and see what he looked like. But again, Byfield is a good example, Mr. Bartap, to be patient with the rookies, with the player you draft and the NHL. And Byfield right now will have a good year last year with Capital. But do you trade him for Anderson and Hudson?
I don't know. I wouldn't. I mean, I still think that the ceiling for Hudson is quite high, and what he brings for this team is something that we're dearly lacking right now. And as much as I like him, I wouldn't make the trade.
Yeah, I don't think so. LA would do that anyway. To get Anderson contract $5.5 million, they would be happy with Hudson for sure. Forget, but it would take a little bit more to get Byfield for the Montreal Canadiens and return. We want to say a good night to Mr. Adam Bianco, and we will come back, Mr. Tap. Google account is in the house tonight. Great to having each one. Mr. Adam Berger, Mr. Top is in the house. Adam Berger, smiling, happy. Life is great. Assistant principal. Vegas win. Life is great. And for Adam Berger, Mr. Top, 4-0 for the
Welcome, Adam.
Vegas Golden Knight, and they're looking good. Golden Knight. This is the first team winner of the Stanley Cup. Start the following year with a 4-0, send the Detroit Red Wings in 1997-98, I believe it was. By the way, Mr.
They're
Tap,
looking healthy.
Mr. Tap,
Yes,
what
sir.
is the record of Montreal Canadiens in the last, say, 16 game against the Minnesota Wild?
Against Minnesota. Oh, it's probably not very good. I would venture to say maybe 4-10-2
Mr. Tap, they are 15-0-1
against Minnesota.
against Minnesota. The last 16 game.
Oh, they lost.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought you said.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you said 15
Minnesota
0
are 15-0-1 or 15-1-0.
Yeah, okay. So I wasn't too far off. I gave him the benefit of 4 wins, but I guess not.
So, by the way, Mr. Zap, do you feel
Not
we
a
missed
surprise.
something tonight?
Yeah, we're missing our co-host as well.
Of course, but we missed someone else.
Who we missing?
Look, Lafortune, Mr. Tap, no word
Oh,
from
what
him
a me!
right now. Notre ami Luc Lafortune is maybe hiding. Adam, we're doing well
He always
about this.
hides.
I agree with you about this, Adam. Looking good for your team. Throw and Gallagher and Bergevin. would be all over that trait, Roy, about him. See you soon, Andy Luciano. Good night, Gary. Good night, my friend. Who has the most potential? Hudson, Baron, Mayu, Rebacker. Well, Mr.
Oh,
Tap, I have an answer right away. He said the most potential.
the most potential. Oh
He
my
not say he's going
gosh.
to be the best player. He said the most potential, in my opinion, is right there with Lane Hudson.
Yeah, yeah. I I wouldn't disagree. Again, his only liability is his size, whereas where you see somebody like Ryan Bacher and Melu, uh,
Because
they
potential
bring
for me,
that.
Mr. Tap, is not guaranteed he's going to reach it. For me, the ceiling of for all four, I will go more with Hudson. The most established of the four players, in my opinion, is Rebacker,
Yes, yeah, he'll
right?
probably be the most consistent
Yeah.
of the four.
But
Yeah,
the most potential for me, it could be Lane Hudson. Because Lane Hudson, in my opinion, it could become a little bit more like Quinn Hughes in the NHL.
who has the potential to be the most unicorn defenseman?
Yes.
Which
Rebacker, in my opinion, it could become a Devon Tays in NHL. I'm going to surprise you, Mr. Tap. Logan Mayu, it could become a Dougie Hamilton in NHL.
hmm,
Logan Mayu is not going to be
interesting. That's interesting.
he's not going to be great in defensive zone, Mr. Tap. He's going to struggle. Now,
I
Mayu will
I
be Mayu will be a little bit more physical at Doug Hamilton. But Doug Hamilton score goal with his one power shot, his slap shot. Mayu, there's a guy that play can do the same way. But I feel like Mayu is going to struggle more on the defensive, but it would be a little bit more physical, and of course, it's going to be more physical of Doug Hamilton.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be as bad as Hamilton defensively. I understand that. Yeah, that's not a big part of his game right now, but I've seen improvement over the last year and a half in his defensive play as well. And he's the kind of player that come playoff time is more valuable to you than Hamilton would be in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
I can understand that. Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. Um, you know, I try to make another big player, like, you know, try to get a big body defenseman in NHL the same way like Mayu. And it's not many like this. I think in Perico, that Perico is not like now score a lot of goal like a one power shot like Mayu can get. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Not many. It's not that. But it's not like Brent Burns.
There
It's
isn't.
not
It's
like
hard. It's hard.
Dowdy. Um, I don't know. I don't have it
Petrangelo,
right now in
no.
my head.
Yeah.
But we made the same. Baron, guys, is barely make the second pairing defenseman, more like a third pairing defenseman.
Yeah.
Like for Sling, for Vancouver, for the for the Panthers, that's the guy. Baron could be like him, but it'd be great about that for sure. GSM Rebacker can be a defenseman like Weber and the future. Disagree. GSM is going to be angry about me tonight, Mr. Top.
No, I don't think he brings the same type of physical aspect to the game.
No.
I'm not I'm not certain he has that type of a shot as well as Weber, but he does have some aspects that Weber didn't have. Like I think he's probably a little bit better of a skater than Weber was, and he seems to
Oh
have
yeah,
very good
he's better skater at Weber.
yeah, and he seems to have good intuition. Like you never catch him out of position too often, right? Like he's got good instincts. He knows where to be at the right time. So that part of it, he's probably, or he could be better than Weber. But in the other aspects, no, I don't see it either.
One thing is very good, Rebecca, with Weber, I would say, is first pass. The first pass of Rebecca is pretty
First
good
pass,
compared to
yeah, yeah,
Zakai or Mayu, in my opinion, right there. Barron have a really good first pass, by the way.
yes.
I think for me right now would be a good time to use Barron right there, Mr. Top, for the first game. I have more hope for Mayu que Goalie Pierre Martin.
Who?
Um,
Goalie? Goalie?
Mayu, yeah, que Goalie for Pierre Martin. I need both load for prospect coming. William McClary, I agree with you about this. 7 light to get 50 finally, not too bad, not in great. Rebecca would be a good shutdown defense there. I agree with you about that, and I think OB and I think at some point JSM and Mr. Tap, we're going to be a little bit more shocked to see him a little bit more offensive. What we think. Look about the goal, the pass he did to Josh Anderson or Kirby Dack on the preseason goal. Against Toronto, I believe. And I think it was Josh Anderson, Mr. Top. It was Josh Anderson
Anderson, yeah.
from the live side. He come to below the dots, and he great pass on the back door for Anderson. Anderson, it took him 2 times to put the puck in the net. But this is a vision of, I think for me, Rebecca, Jason have a little bit more. I try to look about defensemen, and I don't like to say Devon Tays, but I think he could become that kind of person in NHL. If he become a Devon Tays, Mr. Tap, this is a great, great defenseman.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you can get to that stage, I would agree. But we'll wait and see. I think he'll be very, very consistent. I mean, he'll fit into our plans, but um, hopefully that injury isn't too serious.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that one there. So be interesting, Mr. Tap, what happening there. We're going to get almost there. The last thing was Mr. Tap. It was Sakaski to Laval, but we're going to skip that one. We don't need to talk about this. We're almost at the end of the show, Mr. Tap. Well, let's finishing that show about the NHL a little bit. What are
Okay.
you the most, maybe stood out or maybe, disappointment about team players, everything like that. We know we crossed now the second week of the NHL, and then you have some result left and right. Of course, Dallas have only one game, 2 game now. They lost yesterday against the Dallas Star. It was a really good game, by the way, Vegas and Dallas yesterday
Yeah,
to watch.
it was even.
Uh, but what get out of the effect for me, Matthews with 6 goals. The first 2 games was really impressive. But any particular were you a little bit shocking or surprised or things like that for since the beginning of the season in NHL?
Well, I'll tell you, again, it's very early, 3 games, but I'm surprised with Detroit's play, and I mean that in a good way. Um, I, I think that their scoring is coming around. That they've got some really good play. The Brinkats really gotten off to a fantastic start. I mean, their defense leaves a lot to be desired because they're still allowing a lot of goals, right? Like that part of it. I know they're at a something like a +5 or 6 with tonight's game, but they've scored I think 14, maybe 14 goals in the 3 games that they've played. So if they could keep that kind of a pace up, that'd be great. I'm pleased to see that you know finally we're seeing Ottawa take a step forward, and it's not taking them, a third or a half of the season before they start to put things in motion. And if they can keep this up, they're definitely, in my eyes, they're definitely a playoff team. When we look at the other divisions, like uh, in the Metro, I would put. I mean, Carolina's doing what Carolina does. You know what? Again, only 2 games, but you can't complain about the Islanders. 2-0. They're playing their type of game. They're getting just enough goals to win and making sure that they don't get scored upon with probably one of the best goalies in the league, arguably. And that's really about it. New Jersey's kind of gotten off a bit to a slow start, but I wouldn't panic there. I think that they have all the right pieces in place. In the Central Division, Central. I mean, Colorado's looked very, very good. Um, I mean, I think I know Arizona's only 1-2, but I
But
like
the
the way
way
they're
they play,
playing.
Mr. Tap, is better what we expectation for me.
Colorado.
Now, Arizona.
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, they haven't been blown out of any games. They're there all the time. They have the goaltending. They have some decent players now to complement their game. I think it's finally coming together. Like I still don't think that they'll be a playoff team, but they'll probably be in the battle for most of the year, and they'll give everybody a fight. And then in the Pacific, I mean, what can you say? I think Vegas has been by far the best team in that division. Um, you know, Edmonton. I think a lot of us predicted Edmonton first in that division, and it still might come to fruition. But we saw now, in order to get the type of game that they got yesterday, what did they do? They had to disrupt their second line, bring Draisaitl up, bring Connor Brown down, um, and they were a totally different team. Which is, it's good to do that once in a while, but I think you really need the depth. You need the Ryan Nugent Hopkins to score. You need Kane to score. You need Hyman. Well, Hyman's been doing a great job as well, so can't complain there. But some other players, and their defense will come around. I think they have three very good pieces. I think Evan Bouchard is somebody to watch out for defensively, or not defensively, but as a defenseman. He's I think this is going to be his breakout year, and he's going to be probably in the top 5 or 6 by the end of the year, just by the mere fact that he's on the power play now, and he's on probably one of the best teams with a power play going forth. And then Seattle. We both expected it. We both said that there would be a little bit of a regression. I didn't expect 0-3-1, but
They
they're
cannot
not
score.
scoring. And last year, that's at least
That
when
was
they weren't playing
it
well,
was
they
the
were
best
scoring.
team. Is it not the best team after Edmonton or not Edmonton? Toronto, I believe 5 versus 5.
I think so. I don't know 100%, but you might be right on that.
I think there was the top
And
three. I'm guarantee. I'm sure they are the top three best team and 5 versus 5 last year. Seattle. You're absolutely right. They cannot score the goal right now. It's not the
yeah,
defensive is bad or the goaltender. It's just they cannot put the puck in the net.
that's right. Yeah.
Now they have a tough schedule, I believe, too. I think they play Vegas, they play Seattle, they play Colorado. Not an excuse. Of course, you have to win those games if you can, but that will be a very difficult time. For me, another surprise team for me right now is Ottawa. The way they play,
Yeah,
the
we
way they
mentioned
score
that.
goal, 6 goal again tonight. They did 6 goals this weekend, 5 before that. For the fact they lost the first game 5-3. Send that the last 3 games on top, they dominate, and there's no risk in the lineup for them. Could be a team like New Jersey, Mr. Top. It could be that team. I'm not saying guarantee that one over there, but this is the team is going to be Buffalo a slow start. Detroit now they won the last. It's going to be a roller coaster for sure about that. But this is what Seattle for me is disappointed for that. For that. My Islanders, you talk about, my only concern is the number of the goal. They won 1-0. You're not going to win many games 1-0 at the end of the day. Whatever is so okay, they
No,
need to
no.
produce more goal. The power play is the biggest problem, like Montreal. Last year, there was below Montreal at 15.5. This is the need. They have a player can score. Anders Lee, Brock Nelson, they are both all that. I'm really impressed with by Thompson, by the way. Thompson become now a first pairing defenseman in NHL. Nicholas in the house, Mr. Tap. I'm going to finishing. We hit the 11 o'clock, Mr. Tap. Before we let you go and we finish this, Nicholas, welcome in the house. Here is comments about what you said about this, Mr. Tap. It's about Rebecca is comfortable with the puck and both passing and skating with it. Solid two-way, but I don't see Taze like players. Taze like among the prospect is Montreal got an Engstrom, not a Rebecca. My point to you, Mr. Tap, and I want you to come talk to me about this. If Engstrom is Devon Taze, this is a big news for the Montreal Canadiens. This is better what we expect. Because now, and the chart, we're going to get Engstrom, Rebecca, and Hudson. And I'm not talking right now, Kenan Coley, Logan Mayu.
That's right. That's right.
Again, Nicholas, like us, sometimes we could be wrong, but he compared him that way. This is a good news about that one over there for that. So I just want to share with you, what do you think about it?
We'll see. Well, we'll see if Engstrom's game translates to the NHL, right? Definitely everything he's shown so far is very promising. And if indeed, that ceiling is reached, then you probably found part of your first pairing. At worst case scenario, part of your second pairing. But I think if you can compare him to Taves, then he could be part of that conversation that he should be on your first pairing defenseman.
Yeah, sorry about that. GSM, salut Nicolas de Goubi-Bono. Knock the door, Nicolas, at 11 o'clock. Nicolas, what's going on with you? Maybe you sleep tonight, you take a nap, Mister, after the dinner when you eat his two hamburger of the Sheriff. Shut up. We have new hamburger now, the Sheriff. I asked Albert to put some cheese inside his new double Sheriff. This is a new restaurant. It's called La Chambre or something like that in Quebec. And the Sheriff, it become Albert Jacquard is represent the new hamburger over there. It's called the Sheriff. It's a double pounds of, I don't know, Mr. Tap. I don't know. I just said that tonight with his cowboy hat.
Quarter pounder. Double quarter pounder with bacon, cheese.
There you go. Something like that, Mr. Tap, about this. GSM, Mr. Tap, he mentioned this to us. I will say to you, I'm not disagree with him. Finally, he just said you go to bed. So finally, coach, you realize he need to be agree with me. Finally, GSM, you hit in the nail for me. Saint Louis should play Sakaski on the power play to replace Dak instead Anderson. And the reason behind that, Mr. Tap, like I said earlier, left shoulder. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's what we got, Mr. Tap. Do we have everything good? Juste le show en espérant. Pas trop longtemps? Non. On s'en va là, out about that. What a great show, Mr. Tap, on the great locker room report. Mr. Tap, before we leave, we want to mention everybody. Tomorrow night, we have a special guest, Matt Frake is going to be with us talking about the Montreal Canadiens and, of course, his website and what he brings on the table. I think he have a podcast too, so we're going to talk about Matt Frake. It's fun to have new people, new voice, new ideas, everything like that, Mr. Tap. So we try to bring some time. Oh, don't forget, Marco D'Amico will be with us, I believe, November 4th. I need to reconfirm with Marco D'Amico, Mr. Tap, but we'll see about this. Marco become a contributor of the Hockey Nation Live show. That's all, Mr. Tap. Everybody wants to tell you, thanks so much to be a part of the show tonight, but we want to thank all the moderators tonight, Mr. Tap. I think we see the full team. Danny Early, Luciano still here all night. Run with Kings, Pop-Up, and Jose Duarte is in the house tonight, Mr. Tap. We're still missing Luc Lafortune. Hopefully, Luc is doing well. By the way, a prayer for Mr. Danny T with his family. Always thinking about him. Hopefully, it would be better for everything like that. Everybody struggle, Mr. Friend of that. We tell them. We always think about all of you and hopefully doing well. I mean, the citizens is seeing potential if you read this another thing, but it's not. No, I agree with you about that, Nicholas. Nicholas, always a pleasure to have Nicholas with us, Mr. Tap, talk about all these fun players and the European for the Montreal Canadiens at Prospect. Let's conclude under the locker room, Mr. Tap, but before we leave, we want to remind you, because you are the one. You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. You have greatness inside of you. Don't forget, Friday night, Mr. Tap, is a fun night with the hockey coach, Joe Coach Friendship. We're going to talk about the prediction of the weekend. I'm going to give you all the results of what happened last week. Not many people participate, Mr. Tap. So maybe last week was a warm-up. Maybe we're going to start this week. We'll see what happened with the
No, I did. I think I did well. We're not going to start next week. We're going to start
we're
with
going to see about it. I think we have only 4 people participate about that one there. But we'll see what's happening. Mr. Tap, great show, Mr. Tap. Glad having you. We did not hit the 50 likes, but we got the great people in that chat. A great conversation in that chat. Was great to have everybody part of the show tonight. We thank all the members to be a part of the show. We thank, of course, all the super chat we got on the month of the October. I will be back Saturday night for the live streaming play-by-play Montreal Canadiens versus the Washington Capitals. Or maybe see you Sunday night for the weekly recap. This is what you control the most of the time. It's on the show. And before we leave Mr. Tap, be well, BL. Find a way not only dominate your day, but find a way to dominate the second half of what, Mr. Tap?
You're 2023.
You did it again. An amazing, great night, Mr. Tap. Of course, Hockey Nation and the App Nation will tell you one more thing. We love you, people. Have an amazing, great night, a sweet dream. Good night, everybody. Merci, Nicolas. Oh. Booyah! Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow night.